I don't exactly remember how day 2 gets started off, other than that we need to get a fax machine. There's nothing new in the office we can do at the moment. We just gotta head straight out on the street. You can get a few kudos from the different people for solving the pawn shop robberies. Let's start with Chelsea. Actually, let's mail in our... where is it? Here it is. Let's mail in our ready-to-mail application. The mail hasn't changed one bit in the future. Let's see, get this.
The electronics shop is so desperate for customers, I'll probably have the credit card waiting for me next time I go back to my office.
Still, it would take a day at least. But we need it on this day, so that's also why.
Chelsea's a hot little number.
Hey, I heard you took care of Rook. Pretty impressive.
Modest but manly, modest and unemployed, wink wink, nudge nudge. I don't really have a thing for Chelsea, so I'm not gonna flirt with her.
Well, thanks. Maybe word will get around and scare up some more work for me.
Oh, I'm sure it will. Maybe then you'll have some money and quit mooching off me.
What could I be mooching off of her? Just magazines? Rugged banter. No, I'm indignant.
Hey, I don't like being broke. Why don't you lay off the insults and help me find some work?
Sorry, Dex. Look, I'm just kidding ya. You know I'll tell you if I hear of anything.
I'd appreciate it.
So, is there something you came to ask me about?
Not particularly at this moment. Let's ask her about chocolate.
Sorry, I haven't heard anything about that.
You haven't heard anything about chocolate? Now, if I'm not mistaken, we don't want to ask Louie about this anymore because it could actually make the game bug out, because now that we no longer need chocolate pie, if we put it in our inventory, if I remember correctly, it kind of screws things up, because then you just have this item that has no function. Let's go talk to Louie.
Okay, what's on your mind?
He has nothing really new to ask about it being day 2. Alright, let's just end the conversation. We need to get our fax machine, actually. I guess that's about all we can do. I want to talk to Rook. I want to see if he has any more kudos for me first.
What else can I help you with, Murphy?
I also like seeing the statue of a cat. Little drummer boy. Motorcycle. I never noticed that up there. All these guitars. Oh. That chocolate's gonna be on there for the rest of the game now too, because I didn't ask about it before. Alright, let's just go to our office. So now you'll see here we have a piece of mail.
Oh boy, mail.
Oh boy, mail.
Ah, my own personal credit card. I'll need this to get into the electronics shop next door.
That's a grim assessment of the future. You'll actually need credit cards just to get into the store. I could see that happening at Best Buy one day. Everyone has Best Buy credit cards, and they're not getting in without their cards. So now, look at this. This is a sophisticated looking / crappy.
These posters somehow survived the big war. They're bitter reminders of the past glory of this great city.
Cool. Access.
This electronics shop outlet has just moved into the neighborhood.
I love the music in this place.
Ham Underwood. Everyone knows they sell overpriced junk, but it is conveniently located.
Now, just to say at the beginning, the only thing we'll ever buy is whatever is in this thing. The only thing that's ever in this thing is what we need to move the game forward conveniently. So all this other junk you see is nothing you even need. You can look at it though.
Looks like a core sample from an old sofa.
A core sample. I think Even that joke would have confused me as a younger kid.
Well, that's either a model of a space station or a 4-pack of mineral water.
Looks like the Moonchild.
Ooh, Plan 9 flying saucers. Very cool.
It is kind of cool. What's this thing?
Now that's interesting. Looks like an alien pineapple.
See, I mean, give the game like credit. Like they,
Various connectors, accessories, and doodads.
I mean, part of the
Probably there
challenge
for
of this game is
decoration.
that you got to look at things and pick up on significant things. So they threw in all this insignificant stuff, but instead of just saying I don't need this or I don't need that, they bothered to come up with dialogue for all this like miscellaneous stuff.
Yum, an imitation chocolate keyboard. The perfect Valentine gift for that special computer nerd.
See, all these things in the game are completely useless. You have no use for them, but he'll say something different about all of them.
This is something called Future Crate. It must hold more stuff than plain old crates.
I reckon.
Ah, it's the plasma ball, the season's hottest new toy. Unfortunately, it cost $18,039.99.
I bet it's awesome though.
A teeny disc tote box. Too bad they quit making teeny discs 10 years ago.
Right? What's that noise? Did you hear that? It's this thing making the noise.
A teeny disc tote box. Too bad they quit making teeny discs 10 years ago.
Let's hear that one more time. I've never noticed that before.
Looks like some kind of space chicken. Oh, a drive-through teller tube. Everyone should have at least one of these around the house.
Like a pneumatic tube?
A teeny disc tote
That's
box.
another
Too bad they
teeny
quit
disc tote
making teeny
box.
discs 10 years.
That one made a slightly different sound. What's this thing?
The Rodent Tracker 8000. Just like on TV. Because household pests never build up an immunity to bullets. Yum.
No, we saw that one.
The counter's spotless and wraps around 3/4 of the showroom floor.
I can even examine the counter.
A remote control flying saucer, huh? It's so old it's turning to dust.
Those things make the most delightful sound effects, and I never even noticed them before. I know I'm wasting time looking at all this junk.
This must be the new 10-key laser printer pop-up toaster unit.
That could be useful.
I don't know what this is, but it's got a real nice handle. A Vox TV with remote crab speakers.
Why do they make those sounds? And what's this?
The counter's spotless and wraps around.
I guess it's nothing.
The counter.
Here's Ham Underwood. Real nice caricature-esque figure of your typical electronics store worker. Well, not today. They all have, like, bleached tips of hair and, you know, the Best Buy people. They look nothing like this anymore.
That pudgy computer dweeb really has a battered head.
Hi there, how can I help you?
Neighborly introduction. Yeah, let's do that.
I just came by to welcome you to the neighborhood. My name's Tex.
Pleased to meet you. My name's Underwood. So, what can I do for you?
Twisted humor.
I'm looking for a going-away gift for my dog Reggie. You got any chicken bones?
Oh, try Fido's Novelty Shop. They have nice doggy gifts.
I can ask him about the needed electronics. He'll just tell you to use the credit card on the blue light special, blue box special or whatever. So here we're just gonna swipe our card. And we can just basically get this.
The fax machine's so outdated it doesn't even have a brand name. But it's better than nothing.
Oh, let's examine our fax machine. Wow, what a beauty. Does look kind of sophisticated. Alright, we're gonna go install this in our office. We will need to talk to Ham Underwood more later.
fax?
As soon as I hook up the new fax machine, a fax prints out. Oh, finally. Maybe this is a real case, the kind you get paid for.
You know, I'm trying to think, like, Rook will owe us a favor now for what we did, but I don't know if you ever call upon that favor in this game. My awesome fax machine.
A fax addressed to Tex Murphy from the Countess Rainier?
Rainier? You have been recommended to me as someone capable of handling delicate matters with both confidence and discretion. I am prepared to pay you handsomely in exchange for your services. I prefer to give you details in person. I do not wish to seem impertinent, but it is time of essence. These may be the medicines. Okay. Someone wants to hire us. Well, let's head straight there. Oops. Countess's mansion. Prepare yourself once again for some stellar acting. She's not the worst actress in this game, but she's pretty high up
Countess
there.
Rainier. That name smacks of money. Hopefully she doesn't want to hire me to find her lost poodle. As I land my speeder, I see my dream house, only bigger. The butler is a tall, thin man of about 70. He tells me the Countess is expecting me and shows me into a large, lavishly furnished drawing room.
I'm the Countess Rainier. Please, have a seat.
Thank you. You know, I pictured you being, well, older and heavier.
No one is born old, Mr. Murphy. Now, shall we discuss our business while we're still young?
Oh, by all means. Pardon my interruption.
Your services have been recommended to me by a trusted friend who prefers to remain anonymous. Suffice it to say that your unique abilities are what I need right now.
Which of my unique abilities are you referring to?
I'm sure you have many unique abilities. The one I would hire you for is your talent of locating people and things. I've been told this talent has made you some friends and many enemies.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Countess, but wasn't it Roy Rogers who once said, "You can't please all the people all the time"?
Where does he get these
Save your
references?
homespun humor for a more gullible woman. What I'm asking
It is
you
homespun
to do
humor.
may make you
Get his
very
sneakers.
unpopular with some people.
Exactly how unpopular are we talking?
Let me give you some background information, then you can decide for yourself. Some time ago, a family heirloom was stolen from this bungalow. I do keep most of my
Bungalow?
valuables on my estate in Europe, but on this visit, I brought the piece to show a friend. Within hours of my arrival, I found it stolen, and I have made extensive inquiries trying to retrieve it, but I found out nothing.
Well, I'm sure you have more resources, talking about cash, than I do. You should be able to buy all the information you need. What makes you think that I can help you?
Oh, I don't. I remembered what my friend had told me about you after I had exhausted every other option.
You know, referring to me as your last option could automatically double my fee.
I already planned on paying you much more than your usual fee. I'm a wealthy young woman, Mr. Murphy. To give you
A
an
wealthy
idea,
young woman?
the stolen artifact alone is worth more money than you could earn in 10 lifetimes.
Oh, we'll see about that when I win the clearinghouse sweepstakes.
Yeah.
How quaint.
How
Let's not
quaint.
waste any more time. I need some work done, and I'll pay you well for it.
I don't even think rich people
Well, in my
say how
experience,
quaint anymore.
Getting paid well is a relative term.
Your obsession with money is appalling.
Oh, I have any number of appalling traits, but I am a good PI.
Well, if you prove to be as good as you think you are, I'll pay you a $30,000 finder's fee.
Well, let me think about it. Okay, I'll do it. In fact, I'll even mow your lawn at no charge.
Try to control yourself, Mr. Murphy. I'll expect you to focus all of
She's
your
like,
energies on this job, and the methods you use to retrieve the artifact are of no interest to me. But as more time elapses,
Her
the
dialogue
less
is well
likely it
written,
is that the item will
for
be
the most part.
found, and For that reason, I must require you to find it and to return it to me within 1 week. And after that, there will be no finder's fee available to
Still,
you.
even just by FMV game
pay time and a
standards,
half
the
after
acting in
40
this
hours?
is mostly pretty good.
That's a joke.
But it's not even just so much the
I
acting,
have
it's just
stated
how
my
all
conditions.
these characters and elements
As for the
fit into this
artifact
game
itself,
so well.
It is a beautiful
It could make
statuette
you
made of
easily
crystal
overlook any
and
bad
shaped in
acting.
the form of a bird. It has been in my family for countless generations, and as I said, it is extremely valuable. There are many collectors who would stop at nothing to own it. Whoever stole the statuette would undoubtedly have gone to the black market and offered it to the highest bidder.
I think I saw that statuette you're talking about. Someone was selling it on the Home Shopping Network.
He just
I
can't
had
stop
no idea it
making
was so
jokes.
expensive.
You make jokes, but you cannot possibly know how rare and valuable the statuette is.
The statuette she's
And now
referring
that you
to is
have
the
all
one you saw in the
necessary
intro
information,
that those weird
we'll end this
cultist-looking
charming
people
visit.
picked up out of
Don't
the
bother contacting
rubble.
me until you have the statuette in your possession. And if you are successful in your search, it could change my opinion of you considerably. My valet will give you a retainer of $1,000 on your way out. Goodbye, Mr. Murphy.
I didn't tell the Countess, but I would have done damn near anything for $30,000. Now I've got to find a link to the black market. How hard can it be?
Let's go back to our office for just a moment. Just making sure there's nothing new here.
The office was actually a dance studio before I moved in, and Latin dancing is a Murphy family tradition.
You should buy a new gun with that $1,000.
All I've
Arthur Murphy School of Dance.
Great-great-grandpa Murphy made it through the Depression by teaching cha-cha lessons to rich older women. He made thousands before the authorities found out he had no formal training.
Alright. Let's go back out on the street. It's as good as our home itself. What can we ask about the black market? Well, Rook deals in commodities. He may know something about it.
What now, Murphy?
Ask about...
I don't know anything about that.
I didn't know anything about that.
I don't know anything about... I don't know anything about that.
Well, that went no good at all. Exit to street. Who else might know about the black market?
What's going on, Tex?
Let's ask her about statuette.
Apparently,
She
it's
knows
a
about
real
it?
hot item. The top commodities dealer in the city is named Franco Franco. He probably either has the statuette or knows who has it.
I'm gonna assume she knows that just because she reads a lot of the news and whatnot.
I don't know how you're gonna find him, but if you do, be careful. He's only been here a few weeks, and I don't know much about him.
Alright. She's wearing the same outfit as yesterday. Okay, Franco, eh? Maybe Mac Malden knows something about Franco. I love our speeder.
Hey, Murphy, guess what? We got the guy who robbed those pawn shops. Turned himself in. Can you believe it? Get babbling some about a clown coming back from the dead to haunt him.
Oh, this actor is awfully campy, but he's pretty funny. Take the credit, tongue-in-cheek, kudos. Yeah, let's do that one.
Congratulations, Mac. Maybe now your hemorrhoids will calm down.
You're a real joker. But not even you can ruin my day. So what do
He
you
does
want?
move a lot in his seat, doesn't he? Ask about Franco.
He's a big-time crook. Deals with stolen and illegally imported merchandise, especially jade.
Especially Jade. And what can you tell me about Jade, Mac?
Sorry, Murphy.
Well, I think...
Can't help you with that. Geez, Tex, you think I know about everything?
Alright. Well, now we gotta ask about Jade. Let's go to my office one more time. Sometimes if you stop by, you just get a fax. No fax now. But we could ask Rook about Jade. We have a piece of Jade.
Judas
Isn't
Murphy,
that
can't
funny?
you find something else to do besides bothering me?
Gonna ask you about Jade.
You know, I subscribe to a trade paper called Jewelry Weekly. In the last issue, it seems to me I saw an advertisement by someone named Franco, who was looking to buy jade. There wasn't anything of interest in the trade paper, so I threw it out. It's probably still in the trash can out back.
Okay, so we gotta go get that thing he threw out there. So let's exit to the alley. Is the bum still here? Yeah, Clint's still there. Clint really moves up in the world in the next game.
Ask away.
See, he's behaving as though he's had his chocolate fix, so...
Wish I could help.
The chocolate addict knows nothing about chocolate. That's okay. I'm pretty sure, like, this wouldn't even exist if we had gone through that one step in the first day of getting the chocolate pie.
Oh, don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, he really doesn't know anything.
This must be the trade paper Rook mentioned.
Private collector interested in acquiring pieces of jade will pay top dollar for trade. Contact Franco at the Alhambra Theater. Alright. I think we can go there now. Sweet. This guy's got the same fashion sensibilities as Tex. He's old-fashioned.
Being a movie buff, I've heard of the Alhambra Theater, though I heard it was closed down years ago. Sure enough, it's boarded up, but one of the back doors is unlocked. As soon as I step inside, two lugs the size of refrigerators grab me. I tell them that I have something for Mr. Franco, and one of them walks off. He comes back a minute later and escorts me into the main theater. A Buster Keaton flick is playing. The place is empty except for a man sitting by himself near the front of the theater.
Welcome, Mr. Murphy.
I'm kind of curious, like, I mean, obviously this guy is vaguely a criminal, but just to buy jade, like, is there something illegal about it? Like, formally polite.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Franco. Tell me, you do most of your business in dark theaters?
How and where I do my business is not your concern, Mr. Private Eye.
Oh, sorry.
As I'm sure you know, I'm strictly a legitimate businessman.
Which brings me to my point. Why are we in this dark, mysterious theater if he's a legitimate businessman? Therefore, I will express considerable doubt.
Yeah, and I'm Miss America.
Yeah.
You must have done awfully well in the talent competition.
Smug posturing, sarcastic jane, a little humor. Let's lighten the mood,
I
shall
have
we?
an amazing baton twirling routine, but let's not get into each other's little secrets, huh?
I'm glad to hear you say that. People who pry into my dealings have a way of ending up at the bottom of the bay.
Spineless conformity, confrontational comment. We don't want to be confrontational with him. I'm just gonna play really dumb.
That sounds so odd. I wonder how they got there.
Use your imagination, if you have one. Now for our transaction. You have the item?
Sure do, buddy. Why am I offering this piece of jade to him? Because we asked about Franco. Oh yeah, he's the one looking for that other item too. Okay, that makes sense.
Ah, a lovely specimen.
That looks nothing like a
Will
piece
make
of
a
jade
fine
as far
addition
as
to
I
my
understand it. It
collection.
just looks like a piece of glass.
Now, I will answer one question to the best of my knowledge.
Mysterious artifact, mysterious client, greedy for information. I better just ask about the artifact.
There's a statuette in the shape of a bird that recently came onto the market. You know who has it?
I know the statuette you're referring to. There were several bidders for it. But I believe it ended up in the hands of Eddie Ching. I can say no more about it. There. Now I've fulfilled my part of the bargain. Don't contact me again. Unless, of course, you find another fine piece of jade. You know the way out.
Wouldn't have minded watching that movie with him. Alright, let's go to Texas office.
You have a fax.
I'd like that for my ringtone, actually.
A fax addressed to Tex Murphy from Franco.
Maybe he is more forthcoming with information than we first thought. I'm also everyone else in the city and everyone watching. High security department called the Maker Book. A number of powerful animals. I don't know which apartment Ching was in, but if you have a connection with the police, they may be able to help you. I have a slight connection with the police. I guess we go to Mac Malden again. So we're trying to find out where this Eddie Ching lives, as they may have this item we seek.
Back again, eh, Murphy? What can I help you with? Ching's a dangerous customer. He's responsible for half the crime in the city. Pretty sure he owns the police commissioner. We've been told to lay off him.
And that's a shame.
That place is home to more major crime figures than any other place on the planet. Eddie Ching lives there on the entire top floor.
I believe that's sufficient. Yeah, see, now we have the... Now we can go to Eddie Ching's. Man, look at the skies here. Some pretty awful pollution. Or is it just radiation? I don't know. I mean, that just looks pretty awful. You think everyone
Looks
would
like
be
no one's
mutated.
home. This is gonna be easier than falling off a horse.
But some people
This window
supposedly
doesn't wanna
have
open up. Maybe if I
immunity to the radiation.
When I stop bouncing off the awning 2 floors below Ching's place, I realize it'll take more than sheer strength to get into the apartment. Luckily, I noticed something that might help as I bounced by. A sticker on Ching's window said, "Security system installed by Underwood Incorporated."
Okay. Underwood being Ham Underwood. So here's where I'm going to start getting into just a bit of the criticisms of the puzzles in this game. Like, things are a little too convenient the way they connect. And in the Pandora Directive, the puzzles are much more mature in terms of like, well, there's all kinds of just puzzles besides just figuring stuff out that are like actual looking puzzles instead of just talking to people. But here in this game, like, why would this Ham Underwood guy necessarily... I mean, he's got this crappy electronics shop, but he's also installs security systems for really rich criminal people like that. I don't know. So the goal here is we're going to try to get information about the security system. We're going to try to get him to spill the beans on how to break the security system. Let's save a new game here. This part's actually hard. Like, you gotta like say just the right things.
Really has a battery.
Back again, huh? What can I do for you?
I like the way he cradles his enormous gut. Fraternize.
I understand that you and I are in the same line of moonlighting work.
I know that's
Really?
the first
You
correct
do
option.
security systems too?
Blatant lie stall. I think you want to lie just a little.
Well, not really. I'm actually a PI, but a security PI.
I've got nothing to say. I keep my nose clean, and I work in a confidential business. I'm sure you can understand.
Okay, so that was wrong.
Yeah? I'm in the confidential business too. Say, why don't we swap trade secrets?
Apparently, you have some trouble hearing. Don't bother stopping by again.
But lucky for us, this guy has zero short-term memory because we can go back and just initiate the exact same conversation
Em
again.
doesn't want to talk, but I need some details on the security system at the Knickerbocker. I tell him that Enrique, my pet goldfish, died this morning and that I'm talking crazy. He tells me not to worry about it, then tries a sales pitch on me again.
That's nice. They were willing to include that little plot hole. I mean, they
I
filled this
understand
in
that
there.
you and I are in the same line of moonlighting work.
Really? You do security systems too?
Blatant lie.
Well, you bet. I've installed hundreds of them.
No kidding. Where have you installed security systems?
I don't think this was the right option. Maybe I should have stalled.
The mayor's private squash court.
Private squash court.
Mister, you are a liar. I don't know what you're looking for, but you won't find it
Okay,
here.
I remember now why it was the stall option. So let's talk to him again.
Em still won't talk. So I tell him I have a mental disorder that makes me ask too many questions and that I forgot to take my medication. He seems skeptical, so I'll have to talk fast.
Wow. I'm
I
impressed.
understand that you and I are in the same...
Alright,
Really?
can skip past a bit of this.
Well, sometimes. Here, let me see if I can find one of my business cards.
Don't worry about it. I always misplace my business cards too.
I want business
What
cards.
types of security systems have you worked with?
Okay, here's where it comes tricky again. That sounds plausible.
Well, a few years ago, I handled the motion sensor alarm at the Law and Order Party.
Is that a political
I've
party?
heard that's a neat system. But it's nothing compared to the one I just put in.
Manly bravado, the proverbial 2 cents worth. Well, I think we're gonna have to appeal to a Zico here. So let's try maybe skepticism. Yeah, that might be it.
Well, sorry, but I'm not easily impressed. Just ask my ex-wife.
Well, this security system would
Alright, we're
impress
still
you.
on the right track.
I'd tell you about it, but it's top secret stuff. Maybe in a couple of years.
Ah, no, dang it, I was wrong again.
I apologize to Ham for prying into his business and tell him that I'm really just a lonely guy looking for some pleasant conversation. He senses a kindred spirit.
How many
and
lines of
starts a
dialogue
civil
did they come up with
interrogation
just to
all
keep
over.
talking to this guy again?
I understand.
Yada
Really?
yada yada, we're gonna stall. That's still
A few
okay.
years-
I've heard that.
Add the proverbial... Okay, let's try manly bravado here.
I'll have you know that I've
Yeah,
built
this is
every
the right one.
security
I remember
system
now.
ever made.
Well, after I installed this system, I tried to beat it, but I couldn't. First, the only possible way to enter the building would be to land on the roof and rappel down. Then, you'd have to cut through the LCD alarm glass. Well, that's not too hard. In fact, I sell a laser blade here that would do it. But once you're inside, every room is flooded with a net of heat and motion sensing beams that could turn an elephant into a brick of carbon. Believe me, it's burglar proof. Listen, this system is top secret, so let's just keep this between us.
And that laser cutter he just told us about just happens to be for sale right here in this blue box special.
I can't get...
So that's what I'm talking about, how some things in this game, they work out a little too conveniently. Kind of takes you out of some of the immersion, I suppose.
Laser Blade 2.
And the next puzzles that we're going to get into in Eddie Ching's building are just... some of them get rather silly. Specifically these getting through this laser field, which you'll see. I like these drive-by sequences, fly-by sequences. It's a cozy city. I'd really like to live there. Alright, so there we cut through the LCD
Armed
glass,
with a
did
chintzy
he call it?
electronic shop laser blade, I land my speeder on the roof of the Knickerbocker. Hoping for the best, I rappel down the side and pull out the laser blade. The laser beam cuts through the LCD glass like it was butter. I gingerly crawl through the hole in the window.
I like
find
that
myself
adjective.
inside Eddie Ching's library. Either I'm exaggerated or the laser fields aren't turned on. This must be my lucky day.
Probably exaggerated.
This aquarium has less algae in it than my water cooler back at the office.
So just because I've played this, I happen to know that we gotta open this. We gotta get the ring toss ring
This aquarium has less...
and fill it with water. Now why would we do that? I mean, you'll see why, but...
This book seems out of place somehow.
Yeah?
There's something different about this book. Just call it P.I.'s instinct. Aha, I knew it. A key.
We can always use keys in this game. Here's where we gotta look around for stuff. Gotta examine things.
As a rule, bookcases are great places to keep books. Unless I miss my guess, these are Ching vases.
But not Ming vases, I reckon.
A spa trophy. Ching must be in some kind of jacuzzi league.
Yeah?
Handsome dish. I wonder if it's dishwasher safe.
So he's got things to say about every one of these things.
Oh, there's no mistaking these. They're lathe projects. Or maybe candlesticks.
Little people here.
Well, looky there. It's Samurai Ken and Geisha Barbie. Well, looky...
Hmm.
The stone bust. Whoever posed for it didn't win any beauty contests, I'll wager.
Hmm. So you do have to be careful in here. There are some parts that, well, you can just get killed, actually, if you're not
This
careful.
painting's one of my favorite subjects. Languid women.
Languid women. Nothing there. I'm just gonna move everything here.
I love fruit so much. I even love pictures of fruit.
I love fruit so much. I even love pictures of fruit. What's this? Strange you can't examine that. It kind of looks significant.
Hey there, little Buddha.
Whoa. Should probably take a break soon. What's in here?
A heavy-duty metal Geiger trap. Looks like it might be sturdy enough to use on the roaches at my office.
And why would we grab such a thing?
Clownfish confetti food. Smells like cotton candy.
This, I think, has no purpose except for you really can just feed the fish. Which I want to do, because it's a great scene. You'll see why. Tex is very malnourished. Alright. So this is a laser field. Pretty cool laser field, right?
So these are the laser nets Ham was talking about. There's a power box at the far end of the hallway with a button flashing. Maybe if I can hit that button, it'll turn off the laser nets.
So we gotta hit that button through the laser field, and here's what we use to do that. This loaded dart crossbow that we picked up at Rusty's. And it's just crazy, because let's say we never picked that up on day one, and we're just sitting here trying to figure out how to do that. You'd have to go back to the street where you live on, and look for a random item that you think would do that, instead of just like maybe going to a hardware store of some kind, or just buying some other thing that would shoot a projectile through a laser field. And that's where the puzzles in this game get a little silly, in my opinion. And like I said, they get much better in the next game, and it's forgivable in this game. It's not a big deal really, but it's just it's kind of silly when you think about it. So first she's gonna do this. I mean, just like, what if Tex didn't have that? Would he be like, well, maybe I could... That's a cool shot right there.
Man, this security system is tough. My brilliant shot didn't turn off the beams, it just popped open the power box. Looks like there's a lever that needs to be pulled down. Hopefully my old horseshoe tossing skills haven't left me. I'll need to find something fairly heavy.
So just my point is like, if we didn't have the elements needed to solve this puzzle, like, why should you necessarily have to go all the way back here to find something for it? And this water-filled ring, where is it? If you didn't fill it with water, it wouldn't be heavy enough to throw through the laser field. And this we also picked up at Rusty's. That just looks blue, not filled with water.
As soon as the ring hits the lever,
But it
laser
works.
shuts down.
Oh, that's hilarious.
If the statuette's here, Ching probably has it well hidden.
Alright. We should probably take a break here. Can't pick that stuff back up.
I call this painting
Woman about to win skinny dipping bet. He has clever names for all the pictures and paintings he sees.
Oh, Lord, I hate wedding pictures. They give me terrifying flashbacks.
There's one door if we go in. Like, Tex will comment on it, like you can hear guards right outside the door.
Something tells me the trail to the statuette leads right through this door.
Yeah? Okay, so there's a few things to do in here. Alright, so let's just take a break here. There's quite a bit more work to do in Eddie Ching's. And this place sure looks cozy, doesn't it? I like this floating ball here.
An extremely dense and heavy Saturnium ball suspended over a gravity pad.
I want a gravity pad. And a Saturnium ball.
Cool tiger. Looks real enough to nip my finger.
Alright, we'll come back shortly and then examine this place more closely. See you then.